Hi, welcome back to Movies Reloaded. Today we are explaining a 2022 movie where after the digital revolution, humans have become robotic pets. Let's jump right into it. The action takes place in an apartment and makes use of robots, other technology, and other modern conveniences. While visiting, Dad Max and his son Tom are watching a peculiar film where actors are portraying dogs and their hosts are robots. Despite the show's apparent attempts to pass as a comedy, the father requests that Tom stop watching it right away because he doesn't find it to be amusing. The woman also says that a show like that denigrates the actors. She is reassured by the man that these are actors for show only. The son is indignant that his father cannot comprehend such an act. A treat is being prepared for the guests at the bar by the female robot Monique, who uses a laser beam from her finger to open a can. The discussion about acting continues as the two people eat fried insects. The female robot turns her head and scans the man for feelings and intents. At the same instant, the man asks if his girlfriend would like to be an actor utilizing an integrated emotion and intention recognition system. Since they are guests and he actually preferred to leave him at home, the father asks his son to hold back on any maximalist remarks. The hostess of the home, Alice Barelli, introduces her friend to her book collection and personal journal. They sex up. Max praises her efforts and offers to post them on the most well-known website. She is ecstatic about him and his charm. They continue to flirt in front of her kid and the robot housekeeper, who is constantly observing and evaluating what is happening. New visitors are announced by the robot. The room is entered by Alice Barelli's ex-husband, her lover Jennifer, and their adoptive daughter Nina Barelli. The man is introduced to the newcomers by Alice. The ex-husband and ex-wife don't waste any time in trading insults about the past, but the daughter reprimands them. Monique evaluates everything that is happening while keeping an eye on everything on a monitor and gauging the feelings of others in her immediate vicinity. She is informed by a unique device that someone has broken into the building. It's the dog from next door. He leaps up and ingests the flying device. The machine will soon emerge from the dog, and the family actively talks when they will be able to see it once more. The flying machine is soon released as the dog starts to puke, but it appears to be perverted, and humans are unable to regulate its movement. Max tries to catch it, but in the end slams it to bits. Victor Borelli, Alice's ex-husband, evaluates the harm. Robots for varied purposes enter the room in increasing numbers. A neighbor named Francois shows up at the door, and a sophisticated gadget immediately reads her information. She lingers to talk about life even though she is hunting for her dog Toby. When she finds that her husband's mistress is deserving of a trip to the coolest resort with him, she becomes irritated and aggressive, yet she protects her landlady. The threat to the trip, though, comes from the massive traffic bottleneck, the apparent malfunction of the entire system, and the robot collegium that appears to be in charge of running it, all discussing how to normalize it. When Alice Morelli learns that her ex-husband will soon wed her lover, she responds painfully. Yonex humanoid robots are advertised on television by a robot that says they are the way of the future for people. With the performers portraying hunted animals once more, there is once more a blatant illustration of robot control over humans. The attendees are frightened by this since they believe that despite their creation being to assist people, the robots have started to act outside of their scope. Tom, a teenager, agrees with them. The world of robots appears to be in trouble for some reason. The family is unaware of how to stop the home automation devices from becoming out of control or the front doors from locking. Both hosts and guests start to fear. The household robots gather a concilium and discuss what human emotions they lack in order to be more loved and trusted. They are concerned about the family's safety because of the threat posed by Onyx. The other robots attempt to behave like humans, but are unable to live with the smart home management system because they are unable to get permission from the ministry, causing the general control system to hang up. The main robot, Einstein, reboots the rest of the system. The individuals confined within the house start to panic. Jennifer, the mistress, even dared to strike Monique the robot. Everyone in the room is shocked by Jennifer's actions, and even her future husband advises her on how to act. The emotions are high. By conversing about unrelated subjects, Einstein the robot tries to defuse the situation. The television demonstrates that the system does indeed have a problem. In an emergency, the family asks for permission to unlock the door. Everyone is locked out of their homes. Thus there is a lever that needs to be pulled on the exterior of the house, but no one can do it. Those in attendance attempt to divide up sleeping spaces. Although there isn't enough space for everyone, the in-love couples yearn for privacy. The conversation shifts to more formal tones. Mad as hell, Alice Morelli, Monique, a robot, appears to be using human emotions excessively as she starts focusing too much on Max. In response, he starts to be skeptical of her behavior. The cleaning robot adores his next-door neighbor, Francois. In Nina Borelli's room, Tom and Nina are conversing. Nina Borelli is available for a kiss, but Tom won't let it. Nobody can give Max and Alice Borelli any privacy. In her captivity, Jennifer is losing her mind. It is unsuccessful for her fiancé's new scheme to drive his car at high speed and break the front doors. Everyone is still sweltering in an uncooled environment that is quite warm. The television displays a political debate between the man and Einstein. Everything gets dangerously near to enslaving people. Android in human form, Monique appears in front of the door and requests entry. Monique decides to open the door for the guest only after consulting with the other robots in the flat. Greg, the android, claims that Yonix, who dismembered Toby and sought to reprogram him, paid a visit to the neighbor's home. He starts bugging Francois in front of everyone, and she has to tell him to stop. His paralyzed body is stored in a room for supplies. In her chamber, Nina Borelli kisses Tom. Android is activated by the other robots, who then question him about the seduction mechanism. He tells them that the first thing they need is a sense of humor. New characteristics are added to the relaunched robots. To meet Max, Alice Borelli picks up some sexy pictures in the meantime. The robots begin to roam the library of Alice Borelli. The men talk about a strategy to convince the robots to let the humans leave after all. The robots once more obstruct Max and Alice's attempt at making out. Alice breaks down in tears. Sunrise occurs. The entire business has breakfast. Alice recommends particular foods. Yonix is currently promoting foie gras created from human meat on television. Everyone in the room is eager to escape as soon as they can. Victor needs android Francois to carry out his new scheme, though Francois strikes a deal with Greg on a matter she needs his assistance with. Nina Borelli requests him alone, but her invasive companions suddenly barge in. She is able to enter the Yonix system through Nina Jennifer's PC. Greg sneaks into the library to carry out his escape plan as Tom diverts the robot's attention. The fire alarm sounds as Max and Liz engage in sexual activities and physical contact. They are once more cut off. Everyone descends to the central area. Yonix unexpectedly emerges in front of the front doors, scans every person inside, and prepares to examine the house robots for improvements. He claims that one of the home's residents informed him about the issue. Although Alice disputes it, it seems that Jennifer called him. No one can prevent the girl from opening the doors due to the effects of Yonix. When the doors do open, Yonix enters. He disarms each domestic robot one by one, discovers several prohibited behaviors on some of the people present, and warns them of the fine amount. He sentences the property owner to prison. While Yonix is preoccupied destroying forbidden publications, the still active robots are still trying to help humans. Alice successfully retrieves a mirror from the adjacent room by pretending to need to use the restroom. The guys are only able to harm the robot's optical functioning system by using the mirror to reflect the rays coming from Yonix's eyes. He is now threatening to give each of them a 20-year prison sentence. Attendees are pleading with Yonix to turn on the air conditioning because they are sweltering. He explains to them that the control system will provide them with this service at no cost in exchange for their participation as animals in the circus performance. The air conditioner eventually turns on, but now everyone is wailing from the cold. On the girls' insistence, Yonix permits everyone to separate and retire to their warm bedrooms, but stipulates that the doors remain open. A new strategy is agreed upon by humans and robots. In bed, the couples make out. Monique the robot executes a well-thought-out strategy. When the male is unable to arouse her, he confesses his past out of desperation. He admits that he dislikes anything a woman does in romantic relationships since he believes it adds unnecessary complications. The men don chilly clothing to avoid being detected by Yonix's heat sensors, while Einstein diverts Yonix with philosophical discussions that, in his opinion, are paradoxical. Yonix is surrounded by humans who use crude tools to beat him as hard as they can. He is successful in removing Alice's hood. He is ready to use a laser to kill her, but Monique stops him by deflecting the hit. As it rampages around, the robot fires laser beams in various directions. Everyone strives to blend in. He is being misled by meaningless information from Einstein. Teenage robot wrath results in a stealthy screwdriver to the villain's foot, and Nina Borelli then touches him with an electric cord. Yonix is finished. The doors are finally unlocked by the house robots. The boys load up their car and drive off. The Yonix are now encircling the remaining people. Being reluctant to leave his beloved Nina in danger, the kid leans out of the automobile. The Yonix is obliterated by a sudden army of fighter drones that arrive in the skies. According to news accounts, the Yonix were accidentally targeted for destruction by one of their own fighter drones. Without Yonix, a joyful, calm existence follows. The former husband and wife get back together. Teenagers stick together as a group. The cherished pet robots have been restored in part. Is a sense of humor.
Thank you for
characteristics
watching.
are added
If
to
you
the
like
relaunched
this
robots.
movie,
Consider
Consider
giving us a sub. Borelli picks up some sexy pictures, tells them that the first thing they need is a sense of humor. Until new characteristics are added to the relaunched robots. To meet Max, Alice Borelli picks up some sexy pictures